Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Industrial Faith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. Season 2, Episode 22. We are still doing the turret creep thing, and we are going to kill some bases. We have freed the copper from its its native oppressors. And, we're just spreading a little good old cultural diversity. Having a good time here. Now, this base, which I thought was pretty big, was, of course, fairly small in comparison to the other one. So at this point, I'm debating, do I keep going? And I just say, no, it's probably time to go home. We have made quite a, quite a cushion for us for pollution and so forth. So we're not really worried about biters for a while. And, of course, we'll still get occasional attacks and so forth, but it's going to be a lot less now that we have reduced the amount of bases anywhere near the pollution. Hopefully we will get some again, so we can go out and get some more stuff. And of course, we have a whole bunch of alien artifacts, which we don't need. I don't need any of this stuff, but I am going to research lab efficiency for, well, for lack of a better word, shits and giggles. So here I'm going to put another one in because I don't feel it's making them fast enough. Now I've actually, I'm not producing fast enough because some of those I think are the belts are laid incorrectly. So hopefully, well, it's been a day since I did anything, so we'll have to. I know I'm remembering this, so I'm hoping that I remember. Or I'm hoping that I remember correctly when I did it and where and so forth. So I'm making blue speed modules. Speed module 2, it looks like. And I'm going to throw those in a bunch of machines and try to get everything rolling. So I'm looking at these yellows, and oh, that's right, I throw the speed modules in the red circuits. Because it's just, I mean, look, it's a trickle. It is a trickle. I don't know if they're on an 8 or a 15-second cycle, but it's slow. So we're going to throw production modules in there, and it feels like it's pretty quick. But it's not that quick. So I'm just turning down the fuel because I'm like, I mean, we've got so much fuel. And I do need to start building, or I do need to start putting together the parts for the probe, the satellite, the UAV, as it looks like a UAV. It doesn't look like a satellite I've seen. Then again, I'm not a satellite technician, so I couldn't tell you what a bunch of satellites look like regardless. Although Sputnik was a cool-looking satellite. You gotta admit. And most of the big communication, or the stereotypical communication satellite with the silver foil body and the two big solar panels are pretty cool looking. So here I'm looking at building the yellow assembly machines. They're sort of a puce, I guess. Well, I would call it puce, or acid green maybe? Puke green? They're rather disturbing looking. And really, I wish they had color-coded the assembly machines the same way they color-coded the belts. I think your basic assembly machine should be yellow, your middle should be red, and your high-end, or your should be blue. Then again, that doesn't match the inserters. Then again, the red inserters have a very specific function, which I don't know, it's a little interesting. Maybe the long inserters, the red ones, should actually be colored green because that's a specific color. But then again, there's the green inserters already, so I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I do think they should, however, follow the yellow, blue, red coloring. But so, for example, the fast inserters should be blue. And there should be a faster level of inserter that's red. And so maybe... so why shouldn't the long-handed inserter... this one's not producing because there's gears on the... I was looking at it, I couldn't figure out why. It's because somehow gears had gotten on there in the end and it was blocking the copper, so it couldn't produce anything. But anyways, back to the inserters. If the long inserter was green, why not have the specialty inserters all be green? You have a regular, and call it like a filter inserter and a long inserter, or something to that effect. Or make the long inserters white, or black, or, I don't know, a light green, or a dark green. But then again, why can't there be 3 colors of long inserters? Why can't there be a yellow long inserter, a blue long inserter, and a red long inserter? I think there should be 3 different speeds of inserters. And then that way, you have a yellow long inserter, a blue long inserter, and a red long inserter, along with a yellow inserter, blue inserter, red inserter. And that way, it's easier to... I think it'd be a lot easier to do it that way. Just my thought. Then again, you really don't use long inserters that often. And I mean, it is a specialty item. It's not something everybody uses. It's great for laboratories because nothing is fast enough. So here I'm counting these, and I think I have enough. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these into... I think I turn into speed module 2 production is what I do with these. Or I just turn them off. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put the blue circuits and the speed modules in a box. That's right. Because I am going to start making, like I said, the acid green assemblers. Because that's good fun. And they are fast. They're 1.25 crafting speed, so they're really, really good. Now, of course, they're energy hungry. So if you do end up building a big giant factory, you can get by with blue assemblers. It's good, but if you want real speed, you're going to need to upgrade everything to the yellow, the puce. Acid green assemblers. I don't know. I'm going to have to look up puce. I'm probably using it wrong. So we'll have to see. So, out of belts. Now, iron is looking really threadbare again, really bad. So, at some point here, I'm realizing I need more iron ore input. I don't have enough. My factories, if you see the lines right there for my iron smelters, they're bare. So I'm sitting here going, how do I get more? And then I realize I have all these iron deposits up here. I don't need to do anything with trains. And it surprises me that I forgot about these forever. So these are kind of awkward. But we are building, we're going to put them in regardless because we do need more copper. That's all there is. Copper, more iron. So copper gets an underground belt because that's how you do it. And here I don't have enough for the stuff I need, so I've got... yeah, we are really beat on iron. That's some, do you like that shotgun belt running there? Now this is really going to just compress my iron, as in produce a ton of iron ore. Now this one's a bigger patch, so I can fit more here. This will really help my iron production. iron ore production, excuse me. And we'll just do that. We're good to go. It's really going to help my steel production. It's going to help my iron ore production. It's just going to help everything. And at some point, I'm going to realize that I need to start making red belt. And here I'm trying to balance it. Whatever. And here I'm extra balancing it, which is foolish, but whatever. It'll work. Or at least it's a silly balancing method. Let's put it that way. I'll put some more in here. Yeah, there we go. Is everybody running? Are we all good here? And here, just forget it. We don't need 18 balancers. We're going to fill the iron line just dandy. So our throughput's going up a lot. Wow. That's fantastic. It still hasn't really reached the rest of my systems. My copper production is still pretty... Or, I'm sorry, my green circuit production is still kind of crap. And I was going to balance the red circuits, but I realize there's no point. And if red circuits back up, that means there's actually going to be less stress on the green circuits, which means I'll be able to focus on pushing them through there, through the assembly over there. So here's where I start putting these guys in, and I'm looking, why isn't this guy producing? I thought it was the assembler. I'm just like, oh no. And then I realized we've got that. So the problem is he has no output. There is no way for me, because I blocked it that way, so. There we go. Now it's going to be able to output. And that's why my production was lacking, because I didn't have any output. Now this is going to eat my steel like it's candy. I mean, it's just going to tear through my steel supply. It's not even going to be funny. And I look through here, I'm like, oh, all right. Here's the thing, though. I only had about 80% of build left. Or 8%, excuse me. Or I had 80% of the rocket left to build approximately, but I only had 8% on the rocket control units. So I'm going to have to reset up my rocket control units here to get them running again. And this thing, like I said, eats my steel. And that's what this thing always does. The light, ultralight materials always chews through your steel like it's nobody's business. And here, yeah. So I'm just pulling all the steel out here because I need to, I need stuff to build. So I'm gonna need, here I'm just sort of, is this where I try to rebalance stuff? Yeah, more steel for the steel god. Who lives in Pittsburgh, by the way. So here everything's running, we've got, just put 4 more. Alright, so we're gonna put 6 more up and see if that'll run. We'll see. I mean, it looks like there's enough iron. I mean, my steel... Woo, pushing the steel. See how that does. And now our iron start. There we go. So it looks like that was a little bit too much. So I have 2 solutions. I'll reduce the steel consumption, which is one way of doing it. Now, because I have the yellow inserters in there, they are just wicked fast. And now I realize, oh, crud. I didn't do that right. So we're going to have to put these back together. They're going to start running again. And we need to get all those blue circuits back on the line. We need to get the speed modules back on the line. So in here I'm just looking, what do I need to build all this stuff? So here I only I only need 3, it looks like. 4. Okay, there we go. And this is, and I just throw a bunch of steel in the machine just to let it, at least one of them will constantly churn. And that's good enough. So again, I'm going to be... I pull off some of the steel smelters because it just wasn't... they weren't being used, which is kind of silly. I could have left them there. It wasn't going to harm anything. And what I could have done is try to increase my iron plate throughput. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're wrapping this up. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Factorio 4X, your 15-minute Factorio fix. Have a good night, and bye-bye.